Good evening and a warm welcome to a cook's tour with Rocket and our first destination, the Basque Country.
Vegetables, and as you can see, sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. And what I want you to do is drop the space there, pop yolk right in the middle.
Good evening and a warm welcome to a cook's tour with Rocket and our fourth destination on the autumn series, the temples of Balinese cuisine. My name is Charlie Grant-Peterkin and I am here joined as ever by Ryan Stafford. Good evening, Ryan.
Evening, Charlie. It's great to be back.
Great to see you too. And hey, we've been joined today by Johan Svensson, who is from Drinks Fusion, and he's a bit of a wizard when it comes to making cocktails.
Good evening.
Legend himself. Welcome, Johan.
Thank you. Great to be here. Really looking forward to it.
Great. It was great to see you in the summer. And we're
yes.
super pleased to have you back. So
yeah.
We'll come on to making some cocktails in a minute.
Can't wait for it.
Great. So to begin with, I'm just going to give Ryan a little bit of education on Bali. In fact, that's not terribly fair because Ryan has actually visited Bali a couple of times. In fact, he actually went on his honeymoon. So we'll no doubt hear a few stories about that a little later. But here we go, out with my trusty, not-so-handy atlas. Here we were, Ryan, last time, a couple of weeks ago, in Istanbul. So now we're going to be making our way all the way across to the eastern coast of India. And then we've got 6,000 miles of ocean across to Australia. And within that space, we have Indonesia. And that, can you believe it? You've got 17,000 islands. Yeah, 17,000 islands, of which 6,000 are lived on.
Where'd you get this from? Is this Christmas cracker stuff, or you actually you researched this? That is incredible.
I know.
To think about the distance.
6,000 islands, and we tonight are going to just one of those that is called Bali, and there it is, lurking there. Now, if we were a bigger budget production, and one day we might be, we would be cutting right now, and I'd be standing on some glorious beach, and it would be azure seas and white sands and tropical palms behind me. But you'll just have to imagine, it is the most beautiful destination and the sort of place that you just want to hire a scooter and just travel through the island with the wind in your hair. It's also a fascinating place for food and for produce because it's a volcanic island, so the soil is incredibly rich.
Yeah. And
that's why you have such wonderful produce from Bali in particular. And just a quick note, talking about it being a volcanic island, I found this rather fun quote, from the author Elizabeth Gilbert, and she writes, "Religious ceremonies are paramount importance in Bali, an island, don't forget, with 7 unpredictable volcanoes on it. You would pray too." So it's a peace-loving people. They intermingle religion and food, and it's absolutely central to their way of life. They live for today, and they don't stress about tomorrow. So with that in mind, let's cook, and let's not stress about what it comes out looking like.
Charlie, as I was very jokingly saying, did you find that in Christmas cracker? That was amazing. And to think about how small, I mean, it's blown up there, how small Bali is amongst all those islands, yet the name that it has. The name that it has is mentioned quite a lot, and I've personally been there, as you mentioned. But the flavours around there, you've got, the wildlife birds of paradise, those volcanic, that beautiful segment that you just read. The way the earth moves around there. Yeah. And what better place to travel on a cook's tour and get some ideas on food from there. Balinese. Beautiful. So, are we ready to cook?
Yeah, we're ready to cook. So just a reminder, everyone at home, you're welcome to cook along now, or of course you can cook later. We will be pausing throughout to catch our breath and also allow you guys time to catch up. But if you need a little bit more time, then please just smash the space button on your laptop, and that will pause the show, and you can then catch up with us at any time that you wish. There is the live chat, so any questions, do post those on the live chat function and our team will respond. And finally, use the hashtag #CookWithRocket and post photos of your creations there. We love, love, love seeing them. Okay, Ryan.
You were just talking about the pause button. Do we have a fast forward and rewind so we can keep going back and to Johan? More drinks, more drinks,
More
and
cocktails,
again,
more cocktails.
there we go, my kind of chat. So yeah, let's get cooking.
Let's get cooking. We've got 2 dishes to do, and then we'll have interval drinks with Johan, and then we'll be back.
Favourite part. Okay, so look at all these lovely ingredients. We've got some incredible ingredients. And I talked about variety, colour, with the volcanoes, the kind of landscape, and with the food as well. It's really testament. We've got lots of textures here. I'll give you a quick run through. We're going to start by going through the famous satay.
Yes.
Which is traditionally done with chicken, pork. We chose chicken today. And 2 types that are indigenous to Bali. Tusak and tilap, which are 2. One is ribboned, which is chicken thigh, and one is minced. And they've both got completely different. One's pre-marinated, one we add a spice paste to. We've done a lot of the hard work for you. Then we're going to go from there. We're going to go into the jungle crackers, which are here. Personal experience, we'll touch on those a little bit later, with some beautiful dips. Onto some, I mean, look at those. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful shrimp. Marinated, pure deliciousness, right to your door in little lettuce leaves, so little lettuce leaf tacos, and then we're going to go over to some nasi goreng, the national dish, and somewhere in the middle drink a lot of Johan's cocktails, as I keep talking about. So, on with the first dish. What we want to do, Charlie, do you know much about satay?
You know what? I did a little bit of reading around, of course, ahead of this evening, and I was quite intrigued to find out that actually peanuts, they originated from Mexico.
They did?
And
did they?
It was the Dutch. It was the Dutch who brought the peanut from Mexico to Bali in around the sort of the 15th century.
Wow.
So I imagine, I mean, that's sort of when satays sort of began, so to speak.
Where does this come from, honestly?
Well, I mean, it's wicked.
And this is all relating to the satay?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, this is the question I was going to have for you, because I've always felt or understood that satay is with peanut, but today we're doing almond.
We are doing it with almond, barbecued almond as well. So it's something that I actually seen when I was out in Bali. And just while you're talking as well, just time now, guys, just to get that chicken out of the packet. And don't be afraid, as with all chicken as well, when chicken's stored in a closed environment, it comes out, smells a little bit whiffy. If you've had it at the supermarket, this is beautiful, as always, organic chicken from H.G. Walter, free range, British produce, fresh as you like. So just because it's in a confined space, so if it just smells a bit whiffy, it's completely fine. It's not a bad...
Also, you slipped on your gloves.
I did, and just like when a couple of weeks ago when we were in Istanbul, don't know if you remember, people get... I mean, you were really enjoying that. Let's go.
I was enjoying the massage.
He was enjoying the massage, but we'll go back to that. And chicken as well, you know, it is kind of high risk and stuff, but you know what, I'm a modern chef. I like modern ways. Crack some gloves on. Don't touch any of the raw meat. Gloves come off. We're laughing, aren't we? Straight on. So we're gonna do that with a minced chicken in a bowl, some nice gloves on, and the same technique. If you did join us for Istanbul, exactly the same, really. I think we're all experts on that now. I'll just leave that for a second, because what we need to prepare first is the lemongrass skewers. Now, I've tried burning down the studio. I'm going to try knocking it down now. So I need a pan. And what's quite special about these lemongrass, beautiful, actually grow, Charlie, they're massive big, do you know pampas grass? You see them in people's gardens, big kind of fluffy reeds.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I was out in India when I was talking about their Kerala research. And they're massive big bushes, and it's quite a shame that they take just that. It's the centre of the bush, yeah. So you probably get about 20 of these on a bush. We're just gonna, there we go, all the deck's still in place. And we're just gonna break them down a little bit. The reason we're gonna do that is so that we can mould the chicken, and it kind of sits on there, otherwise it'll just slide off.
Anyone who's just put the kids to bed, you might find...
Go and check on them, pretty much.
Might be waking up quite soon.
Make sure they're still here. And also, a good time is to put the oven on 60, because once we cook these, we just want 60, 70, 80 max. We're just going to keep them warm as we go through the rest of the cooking.
Perfect.
And get a pan on for a nice medium heat, setting 5 out of 10 for me. Okay. So a nice medium heat, so that once we've prepared these, we can get on with the cooking straight away.
Okay. Cool.
So, nice and smashed. Hold that up for the camera, as you can see. And the overhead, and we're going to split it down the middle now.
I was wondering if there was a reason why you were smashing it. What's it for?
I just wanted to make a noise, really, to be honest. But do you want to have a go?
Yeah, go on.
Go on. So basically, get a little bit of anger out there.
Yeah, right
Big
on the
smash.
end.
Maybe.
Whoa.
There we go. Bang.
Have some of that.
Definitely.
And this one too?
Yep.
We'll find out the sturdiness of the set.
There you go. And you can probably see I'm just taking the little bits off here, and that's just because that's where the root was based. Now, really, really unusual. We could just use sticks. We've got some beautiful little sticks here that we're going to use because we're doing two types. You remember me saying we're doing two types of satay, and like I said, indigenous to Bali, tusuk, pronunciation, and tiluk. So basically, one's minced and one here, which is ribbon. Two different textures and two different spices, as I said earlier.
Yep.
So we're going to try and probably mould on here and just smell those. I mean, lemongrass, citrus in general. It's not part of the citrus family, but
God, that is really something, isn't it?
kind of like, I mean, I'm from Manchester and, you know, I was brought up by three ladies in the house. So, you know, a bit of face masks were hanging around, you know, some nice shampoos in the bathroom on Discovery. And this, it's got all that, you know, it smells expensive, doesn't it? It smells nice. Quality in nature is there. It's just got to be found.
And will some of that flavour sort of infuse into the...
The whole point of this is not for aesthetics. It's natural. And in Bali, they do this. And in Singapore, around Indonesia, I've seen this done with many, many things. Fish, skewers, for example. So on we go with this beautiful spice mix. And again, true cook's tour style, just doing all the hard bits so you can enjoy the experience at home.
Tell us, what's in the spice mix?
So in the spice mix, so between the two, we're going to make, this is the one we're coming to. In here we've got some garlic, some chili, some turmeric, some nutmeg, some onions, and some coriander. And that's all blended up. So it's actually a spice paste. And again, guys, make sure you're getting the nose into these. You smell the raw onion in there, and it is quite raw, and we want that. We were talking, do you remember in Istanbul, we were talking about the Iranian kofta compared to the Turkish ones. And it's kind of the same. You got, you know, these are both Balinese, but there's a differential. There's a differential and difference between them just because of the way they're prepared.
Okay.
Absolutely beautiful. So I'll pop that over there. I'm going to give this a nice little mix. So many spoons on set tonight. Really am spoilt for choice. So really give that a good mix in there. Don't really need to massage it too much because the fats that are found in chicken are actually, you know, they're quite soft, whereas lamb fat in the kofta, it needs working, it needs that heat from the hands, good massage. But as you can see, just by a little stir with those spices, Charlie, you can see that it's kind of come together in the same technique, nice and smooth. And the proteins in chicken are quite smooth as well, so a lot less work than those koftas that we're referencing.
Can I ask a question? Again, we touched on the lamb shoulder in Istanbul. Where does this mince come from in the chicken? Is it from the leg or the wing?
We've got chicken. There
There's
we go.
chicken on set?
On set. Let's grab this little bad boy over.
Thought? Oh dear, there we go. That was quite good hinting, hey?
I knew where you were going with it, so I'm trying to be one step ahead of the game there. Chicken. Whatever you know about it, it's a chicken pretty much, but it's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Free-range chicken. This is Cornish, so couldn't get Balinese chicken, unfortunately, plus supporting our British producers. HG Walter, again, incredible delivering each tour we go to in this series. You can see the leg there. Look at the size of the leg to the breast. That's a perfect sign for a chef to know that this had a good diet and it was slow grown and it was free range. One, because it's got a good set of legs on that are in proportion with the breastplate.
Yeah.
And as well, the colour had a little bit of corn. You see that nice little tint. There's a nice little bit of corn in there, nice little bit of fat. Just making it a beautiful product, really. And slow.
Also, it seems more elongated too, doesn't it?
Yeah, and again, it's a sign of a healthy chicken that's had a really good life. So making for, you know, beautifully and great quality. It's also, you know, plays good on the mind to know that you're supporting producers that care about, you know, the chickens.
So is the mince both the white and the...
It's actually the thigh.
That's the thigh, okay.
It is the thigh. So the reason I use the thigh as well is because it's slow. It grows slower on the chicken. There's a lot more flavour in the thigh as well, but when you cook it, it's got a nice bouncy texture, and it has a tendency not to dry out. Okay. So let's get some of these on a skewer. What we're going to do is... Gets a bit fidgety, this. Hope you guys at home have a lot of fun with this. Look at that. True live style. Absolutely screwed up the first one. So that was just because it was a small bit. Get a nice portion of meat. Press into the centre like so. Just want to mould that chicken around like that. Just get a bit fidgety, but we're looking to get a nice thin kebab There's no romantic way to do this. Get the meat on the stick, pat it around. I wonder if we have a little plate. Not that one, because we're going to serve on it. And as you can see, just roll it around like a meatball, like so. Charlie, I pulled that one back, didn't I? I wonder how the guys are getting on at home.
Yeah, I was worried about that for a second.
But that's why we also, you can see the way we smash that and broaden it out a little bit, helps the chicken just kind of grip too. So
well, I was worried that I'd over smashed it.
Yeah, it was a little bit aggressive, but I think we're going to get away with it. So again, we go, get a nice healthy amount of chicken. Just to show you guys again, press in the centre, just kind of gather that chicken around. That's the technique. And it should be quite wet, and it should be quite, making good food isn't meant to be easy. That's why it's fascinating getting the opportunity to teach, not just you, Charlie, but the guys at home, some cool little techniques. Most of the time, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just putting chicken on the stick. And
you do it extremely well.
It seems to be working. So I reckon we go probably, I'm going to make 3 of each. I think you can make them smaller, guys, and you could probably get a good six or so.
Is it always sort of chicken for a satay, or could it be other meats?
Well, really, really big is pork. Pork satay is absolutely dreamy. Big favourite of mine. Chicken's a little bit more...
Bali too, or...?
Yeah, well, a bit more Malaysia, to be honest. I've been to Singapore a couple of times. Singapore seems to be almost like the food hub of Indonesia. It gets very strong influence from Thailand, very strong Malaysian, and in Indonesia, Bali as well at the same time. So I don't think that's really fair to say. But pork, generally Malaysian, chicken, Balinese, but try it with both. And the recipes as well you guys will get. Just have a little play around. So we'll make 3 of those. I'll change my gloves. And we will, could you be very kind, Charlie?
Yeah, I'll just clear down.
Just pop that over there. So as well, guys, get that pan on to a nice medium heat. Just have a little wipe down.
And then you're going to sort of dry fry them, are you?
We are going to dry fry them, yeah. And the fat in there as well, just like I keep referring to that kofta that we made a couple of weeks ago, into the pan and just let them do their thing really slow.
Okay.
Look at this, well prepared today. Gloves, straight out the pocket.
Hey, look at that.
There we go. So it's the London look. Walk around, sign of the times, couple of gloves, get my satay on at London Bridge waiting for the train. Bosh, ready to go. There we are.
That was a good one.
So another little bowl. In we go. Oh, I do like these packets.
You do.
So easy, aren't they?
You just love talking about how much you love them too.
I do. I love everything. Listen, I'm a nice guy. Just loving life at the minute.
Yeah, that's it.
Loving life's the attitude to have. So, chicken.
Yes.
Tusuk, tillit. Tillit basically is ribboned. And this, again, a little bit of a wet marinade. So you've got some citrus in there, you've got some lemon, a little bit of lime, a little bit of sesame, touch of soy. And then look at this. You just want to ribbon these.
Yes.
And you can see that marinade as well in 24 hours has just kind of like firmed up the chicken a little bit, almost semi-cured it on the outside. So I want to get that. And we want to make sure we get this on, push it down a little bit. Don't need to be absolutely huge. Not feeding monsters. I mean, look at us on the diet. Love it. On the travel around the world diet, variety is key.
Yeah.
So we'll just pop that in like this. Can you see that, how easy it is, Charlie? Keep the ribbons quite closely set together, and on you go.
Yeah, I was sort of worried when I saw you produce it, because that's rosemary, isn't it?
It is rosemary.
Sprigs.
It is rosemary sprigs. You can use whatever you want, just get a random spoon if you want, let's crack it. Not really, Charlie. Just go for it with some cocktail skewers.
Yeah.
You could even do like small toothpick size ones. And funny you talk about different satay. The pork satays that you get in Malaysia are tiny, almost like a little toothpick. You get about 10 of them. So remind me of the little Japanese kind of robata. Not tataki, I forgot what it's called now.
Teriyaki.
Teriyaki. They're usually quite small.
Yeah.
But you can see, can't you? We were talking about the North Africa. Do you remember that conversation in the last destination about the difference between Middle Eastern and North African? And you see it around Asia, the kind of Pan-Asia, the continent in general. You think it's quite disrespectful to compare a lot because there is things that are very similar, but very unique individual moments, whether it's the part of the process or the spices that change that make it what it is. I give it its individuality. Is that a word, Charlie? Can I use that?
Yeah, that works.
It's good. I'm getting better at this
Yeah,
English
I guess you're right,
malarkey.
because, teriyaki and rabata skewers and satay and all that. It's sort of a similar family, isn't it? What we're talking about with kofta and kebab and all.
And I hope
the deliciousness too.
I hope you guys are enjoying the smell, because it smells absolutely delicious. And as well, look at the contrast between them.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I tell you what, we are predominantly in the events industry, and this is fun, Charlie. This is really fun. Until you're making 6,000, and then it gets a bit full on. So,
but Balinese and Indonesian food, I mean, this is really fun sort of party food, isn't it? And
it is.
Quite often we might see ourselves doing a funky food station, which you can imagine sort of decorated in a truly authentic and stylish and fun way. And then we'll have chefs, creating and cooking and doing all sorts of magic behind the stall, and guests will come up and sort of help themselves and interact and enjoy.
Exactly.
So
look at those.
Food.
They look incredible. Smell delicious. Let's get them in the pan. Absolutely amazing. So, nice medium heat pan.
Okay.
We're just going to go in there. No, need a hot pan. We do have a hot pan.
We do have a hot pan.
We've got a little sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
Sizzle, sizzle.
There we go.
Understandably, I think there's a little bit of sort of worry about cooking chicken all the way through. And is that justified? Is it founded, that sort of anxiety?
Do you know what? It is, and rightly so in many ways, because of the scare tactics. Definitely, can I give you that?
Yeah.
Definitely in my generation, chicken's one of those. There's a few pathogens that are on chicken, which is why you see them in the supermarkets, triple wrapped up, saying "don't wash me" and all that. My grandma used to wash it, and there's a few bacteria on there. But like I said, you got some gloves, washing your hands thoroughly, and making sure you're changing.
Yeah. But can chicken be served pink ever?
No.
No.
No, it's a very strange. Hopefully we don't get to it, because I don't quite know enough about it. But my first journey to Japan, without going too far off piste, I went into the shop, put money in a vending machine, got a token, give it to a guy behind the counter, and it came this bento tray with raw chicken, a raw egg, some rice, and a broth. I didn't know what I was doing, so I just started nibbling everything. The guy came over and said, "No, everything in the broth." So I would say, even as cultures change, there's no raw chicken being eaten anywhere. Not even medium rare, Charlie, to answer.
So cooking times may vary a little, but the importance is that it is properly cooked through.
Yeah, so I think actually while they're sizzling away, we could actually probably skip on to the next bit. So
excellent.
Jungle crackers.
Jungle crackers.
Okay, so jungle crackers. Have you heard anything about them ever, Charlie?
Well, the thing is, as I said to you earlier, I was doing some reading around Bali, and I did sort of Google search jungle crackers. I found nothing that related to this. So I've got a feeling this is something that perhaps you've experienced and you brought home.
It's definitely a Ryanism somewhere in there, because I was there on my honeymoon, and a most incredible meal served just like the Europeans and Western cultures. We love a bit of bread, whether it's a bit of olive oil and balsamic down in Italy, bread and butter in England here. Everywhere I went, I got tapioca, shrimp, rice, with a selection of dips. It's similar format to this. And the overview on this now for me is just incredible. I mean, whether you're in a nice Asian restaurant, you get some crackers to the table, it's just something that I really love. And the first time I had them, I was staying in near a rice paddy on my honeymoon, and they came out, and I felt like I was in the jungle. There was some monkeys running along, the big Tarzan kind of ropes coming from the trees, and these crackers came with several dips, and I was just hooked. And everywhere on that honeymoon as well, different ones. So we've got some beautiful shrimp crackers here. They're probably, if you've tried them, they're half gone already, but the ones you've got left, do have a look. You've got shrimp crackers here, some nice prawn crackers here. There's some green rice flakes floating around, and also you've got some really nice kind of big wavy rice crackers, and a selection of dips to go with those. Pineapple pickle, absolute dream. Rice vinegar, chili, carrot, a little bit of soy in there, and sesame. So a bit of a zingy kind of raw chutney. Tamarind ketchup, again, bit of a Ryanism. Don't know if it exists, but tamarind in Bali is huge. So you see it in Indian cooking as well. When we're back in Kerala, we had a bit of tamarind in the green pepper curry, which lots of feedback on. I'm glad you guys really like that. Heard a lot of good comments about it, and it's because of the tamarind. It's that hidden acidity.
Yeah.
It's got a playful, raw, zingy salsa-like in the pineapple. dip, and then you've got a tamarind ketchup, nice and zingy, and then this beast, which is the most incredible banana chutney. And this
Really?
yeah, I mean, banana chutney, you know, if you don't like bananas, sounds absolutely disgusting, but for me, I love bananas. It's a beautiful thing. Got tomatoes, onions, coriander, and some beautiful stuff. So the idea with these guys is they're on the table, smash into them now, save them till the end, and some lovely floral flowers as well. So as well, people think that we just have these just to look pretty and make dishes look incredibly nice, but as well, I think they just look beautiful just to pop around the plate like this. They are absolutely delicious, nutritious. Flowers are not just for aesthetics. These are from Natura, so one of our black box suppliers, and they just really give me a big visual. When I was in Bali, I just remember seeing these everywhere. On food, in your room, on the bed, in the bath, in the swimming pool. Here's my honeymoon, come on, we're splashing out. Still paying it off on a credit card. However, flowers were everywhere, they were on chairs, they were on food, and it just said Bali to me, and we had to do it. So there you have it, over the top, get a little bit tropical. What better time to do that? Tropical November in England, Bali jungle crackers, with a selection of beautiful dips.
Great. Okay. Well, I think it's time to cue Johan. Johan, great to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Come on in.
Great to be
Come on
here.
in. Come and
Brilliant.
take centre stage. We last saw you last summer, or summer just been, where you joined us for Rocket Masterclass, Mexico.
That's it.
And you cooked. You created a wonderful Paloma cocktail.
Indeed.
Remember that.
With mezcal and all the big flavours and the fermented grapefruit soda and etc. So almost cooked, but it wasn't cooking on, but fermentation.
Well, now we're the other side of the world, and we're in Bali. And what are you going to create tonight?
So this evening you have a bottle in your box. I'll bring them all up here very quickly, so you get to see them.
Let me give you a hand.
So you have this one here, and it is the basis for an Indonesian gin tonic. So it's a little bit of a play on a classic gin and tonic using botanicals and fruits, etc., from the region. So I'm using a gin, Bobby's gin here, which is really made with the sort of region in mind, using botanicals such as lemongrass, juniper, cloves, cinnamon, etc. So really sort of has a heritage from the region. So I thought that'd be quite fun. And I've mixed that together with, so it's all pre-mixed in here, to get a bit of shrub made with mangoes and pineapple and lemongrass and Batavia arak, which is a palm tree made from the palm tree sap.
Really?
Yes, a local spirit. And Batavia arak, also molasses. So it's sort of to really give a little bit of the flavour of the region in your gin and tonic, so to speak. And the shrub is, just so explain a little bit what that is. It's the old-fashioned way of making cordials, or a way of making cordials where you preserve the flavour of fruits, botanicals, etc., with the acidity in vinegar, and you also add sweetness such as either sugar or honey. In this case, I've used honey, a borage honey, so really light and fragrant. And it sits for about 2 weeks to extract. And when you then mix it and dilute it, it really opens up. So we're going to charge it with a bit of aromatic tonic. Same thing again, it's got a bit of cassia bark and etc., which is also quite distinctive of the region. So without any further ado, a long glass, slim gin glass. It's two of you, so
I was going to say,
2 drinks.
Charlie not drinking.
So
Well, I was getting worried about you Johan, for a second.
Well, you know, I'll come and quality check it.
gin.
I'll just have a bottle of gin behind the scenes. A little bit of bartender's trick here. I'm keeping both glasses in my hand.
Yeah.
The trick is to have quite a bit of ice, and one of the important points about ice is that it really controls the dilution, and dilutions is really one of your absolutely most important parts when it comes to balancing flavour. So the more ice you have, the less dilution you, thank you Charlie, the less dilution you kind of get, because the slower it melts. So on the contrary, people often say, oh, I don't want my drink too diluted, so I don't want a lot of ice in it. It's actually the complete opposite. The more ice you have, the less liquid it becomes, so it actually is less diluted, more intensity of flavour. So we're going to do sort of about half of this.
Half in each.
Yeah, and also what I also included here is a bit of freshly squeezed pink Naval orange.
Amazing.
So I really wanted to get a really fresh, exotic citrus feel in there as well. So it should be quite nice. So sort of like this. See if my meshes are right here. I'll try.
Some
think
great colours, isn't he?
Yes,
Just looking around
exactly.
there, just really
And
have a tropical feel.
sort of pine. I mean, if you're making your own shrub with something like pineapple or mango, the key thing really is for it to really be ripe. It should be very, very ripe. You should almost leave it to get a little bit soft, because that's when you get the real flavours of it. It shouldn't be rock hard, because then it doesn't taste much.
Sure.
Right, and then we shall open the tonic bottle. You can play around here, just have simple tonic, or if you like, or maybe some other exciting like grapefruit tonic, or there's all kinds of wonderful flavors out there. So you can kind of play around. But we included this here with this particular drink, because I think the flavors really work well together.
Does look good, doesn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, again, the colours looking pretty cool.
Key thing here as well is to stir the drink a little bit, so you really get the liquid that went in first, the sort of gin tonic mix, if you like, coming up and really mixing with the tonic water. Otherwise, you end up having a really dry starter drink and a really sweet element at the back, and that you really want to avoid. Then we're going to, and this is another trick, put the straws in first, because if you put them in after you've garnished the drink, then you're going to ruin your garnish. So it's one of those little tricks of the trade. So put a couple of straws in there, and then we want to sort of brighten it up. Colours of the region.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
So
like
this
sort of
is
a candy shop of fun.
It is a bit. So this is Victorian pineapple that has been dehydrated. So nice and simple. So like that, and a bit of dehydrated pink Naval orange.
Yeah.
And then we find some kind of colourful, beautiful blossom
Wow.
to go with the theme that you were doing on the crackers here earlier. And maybe something green. So you're going to have like you've got to watch your chicken, etc., because it might take a bit of time putting all these garnishes on, guys. You've got to be a little bit careful, And the same thing there, when we do a few thousand of these at one of our events, it can get a little bit hairy. But yeah, so
Wow,
there you
that looks
go.
incredible.
This,
That looks
you
special.
got your Indonesian gin tonic.
Please, let us at it.
Yes, of
So
course.
Thank you.
Of course.
God, it's bringing a bit of sunshine
You
into
know what?
late November, isn't
I was
it?
just about to say, Johan, as well, if you had a little grass skirt on, a flower behind your ear, I'd be back in Bali, honestly. I mean, delicious.
For the next one, I'll make sure of
Thank
that.
you, and cheers to Johan.
Yeah,
Thank you
Johan,
so
well done.
much.
That's a good taste.
Can't wait to tuck in. That is serious.
That is so good.
There is a nice cut
So
in
you
there
get,
as well.
and the arak flavour, Batavi arak has almost slightly almondy flavour almost. There's no nuts in it, but it has like a really, that kind of really particular
good.
taste. So it's,
I'm gonna keep this very close. I think it's going to sort of spice up
Me
the second
too.
half of the cook-along.
yeah.
That's delicious. Thank
good
you
indeed.
so much.
Really good.
Johan,
Thank you
that
very
is,
much indeed, Johan.
Very delicious.
And how's everything at Drinks Fusion? What excitements for Christmas?
Yeah, we have some really exciting drinks that you can order to make at home.
Yeah.
So, and really all about using seasonal ingredients. It's got a fantastic autumn-winter menu that you can order from our web shop on drinksfusion.com, and it's all about using, natural ingredients, making your own syrups, and nothing that you can sort of buy in the shops. It's all about giving you an experience. So have a look at it and see what we have. And particularly we have our Nordic Negronis, which are very, very, very unique.
Now we're talking.
Where we're using Arctic berries
Yeah.
that we went to forage and naturally infused and etc. And it's really something quite special. So by all means, have a look.
And we'll have to see you back in the new year for that Nordic Negroni, I
100%,
think.
and do.
I have a feeling I might be around for that.
Make sure you get on that website, guys, because I just feel, the way you've just presented this as well, it says just perfectly in line with what we do here at A Cook's Tour, how we design the menus, Charlie, and how we're thinking about it. You have nailed it.
Delicious.
Yeah,
Thank you.
amazing. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Lovely to see you. Thanks,
So
Johan.
much.
I'll
Catch
see you
up soon.
later.
Yes, well, we'll see you for the tasting.
Indeed.
So,
Right. Whoa.
back on. You may
That
have
was
seen
pretty
me
special,
dancing
hey?
around in the background.
Yeah.
Charlie, if you'd be ever so kind just to, actually, I tell you what, leave the gin. Let's make some space for the gin there. I'll look after that for you,
You can
Johan.
look after that.
Do not worry about that.
Okay.
Let's go on to our next dish. Now, if we can get a little bit of an overhead onto the stove, that would be fantastic, because you may have seen me dancing around in the background, Charlie, making a little bit of racket while Johan was delivering that delicious drink. And what I was doing is just keeping an eye. Do you know what? My mouth is watering. I'm struggling to speak. I'm just salivating, right? Salivating on those flavours in there. Is that for you as well? It's just hit the back of beautiful. Mine are ready. These have had about 8 to 10 minutes. Just been turning them around. As you can see, I'm just sizzling away. Just want to take them out, pop them onto a tray, and we're just going to pop them in that oven, Charlie, that we put on at the beginning on 70 to 80 degrees, and just hold these at a nice temperature until the end.
Yeah,
so,
no fear of it drying out if it's sort of at 60, 70 degrees.
No, you're talking, you know, the legalities and due diligence in the industry are about, you know, 70, mid-70s to hold food safely. So, you know, you're perfect good hands should it be cooked through.
And we'll be munching on those in about 15 minutes' time.
We will. So, on to the next dish. Really, really exciting. I don't know if we touched on it at the beginning, but we can now.
Let's talk about it now.
Why have lettuce tacos got anything to do with Bali? They don't. They have absolutely nothing to do with Bali, apart from I had them a lot, beach food, down in Seminyak, on my honeymoon that we've talked about a little bit. And, I mean, it's like, do you remember in the summer with the Mexican beach food? We had the tacos, and, you know, there's a lot of influence from around the Mexican region, a little bit of Hawaiian with the mango poke, and it's the same. The recipe with the shrimps that we've got in here, delicious shrimps, as you can see there, holding them up. Got some beautiful shrimps. We've got some lemongrass in there, some kaffir lime, a little bit of lime juice, fish sauce, doing their thing, slowly marinated while they're delivered to you. We're just going to break that lettuce up. Now, I have put a surprise in a few of the boxes for you guys at home. You may have a beautiful looking, maybe seen before, lettuce like this, or you may have a rosella lettuce. I've mixed up a few of the boxes for the guys at home. If you've got one, you're no luckier than this. It's going to deliver the same. I just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. It's what we do here at A Cook's Tour. So we just want to cut a couple of these. I just like to take, you know, I'm getting really chefy here. You see that? Why am I doing that? Nobody knows. It just looks cool.
It looks cool. I mean, you eat with your eyes, don't you? I've said that before. But
It
just looks rather, you know, edgy.
So let's just dance a few of these in here, like so. Let's just do maybe, tell you what, Charlie, I'll have 3. You can have 1. Everybody's laughing.
And Johan's not having any, is he?
Johan's making another drink right now, so he's busy. No, Johan can come and have one of mine. Of course he can. So let's open this up. Now this is a real simple one. Lots of the hard work done. All about lovely whiffs, apart from the chicken at the beginning, which goes very fast. That fresh chicken has a little bit of a pong to it, but it's very, very natural. Everything else in this box, as soon as you open it, bang, just amazing. Lemongrass kaffir, citrus, just absolutely smashing you with flavour, and, you know, it's just beautiful.
And this is one of those dishes that is kind of like Bali here and now. It's sort of authentic flavours, but done in quite a sort of a modern interpretation.
Now, if you're a professional chef like me, make sure you get it all over your thumb, Charlie. That's how we do it. I try to be perfect all the time. It just doesn't come together. So do make a mess around the kitchen, especially if you're not cleaning up. So just want to get a little bit of beautiful grilled aioli. Now,
sorry, lime. It's grilled lime.
Grilled lime aioli. I'm just going to dance a little bit of that.
And what is that? Half limes on the grill, face down, and more sort of burning,
and
charring, caramelising.
And again, why? Why not? I mean, normal aioli, Spanish, Italian, you see it pop up on fish stews and stuff like that in the Med, and it's just absolutely delicious. And I like to take the mayo, if you like, or the aioli, and just turn it into something delicious. I love it. I love shrimps with like lime aioli. So I thought with this one, we cut the limes in half, just like you say, grill it, caramelizes, bittersweet, acidity that comes through is delicious, and I counter that with a little bit of miso. So again, the Turkish wings, Ryanism, smashing it up, being a bit weird, to just bring you some like new kind of modern twist on the shrimp taco. So I tell you what, I'm just going to use my hands here. I'm just going to pop a few of those in there. Don't they just look delicious, Charlie?
They do.
I love that. I wonder if Charlie's going to turn around one day and go, Ryan, looks awful.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chef Ryan.
That is not for me, but the pressure's on for me to keep delivering food that you love, Charlie.
It is.
Don't
every
waste
fortnight.
every fortnight. So don't waste that beautiful marinade that came in there.
Yeah.
And that's it, really simple. Half a lettuce for the BLTs in the morning. Everybody's laughing. Very, very kind we are.
Great. I love it. Proper beach food.
Proper beach food. Okay, and some of Johan's, look at this. Is he still here? Can I just steal them? There we go. Some nice little florals on there, if you've got some left from the crackers. There you go. Thank you very much, Johan. Lovely drink and flowers. And off we go.
Yeah, I'm thinking, often cooking, it's improvisation, isn't it? It's seeing what's around.
It is, and they look quite simple, but boy, do they pack a punch.
Yeah.
Can't wait to tuck into those. They have shrimp tacos, really clean, really simple, and our beautiful little cinnamon bark wood here. I'll leave them on the angle so you guys can have a look at that.
Amazing.
Charlie, now we are on to the amazing nasi goreng.
This is the pièce de résistance. This is what I've been waiting for.
I love
because
way
nasi
you
goreng
say
is one
that.
of those things, you know, it's like, I've eaten it. It's talked about, but I've never cooked it.
Well,
well, here we go.
I've never made it before either. Sophie, no, I have. And it's talked about a lot. And the reason is because it's the national dish.
Right.
One of the national dishes. It's roast beef to an Englishman or woman. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Once you try it, you're going to be hooked. Okay. It's absolutely delicious. We're going to start with our pan that we left on over here, nice and warm. If not, just pop a medium frying pan on. Now, just to heat through, and this is essentially, Charlie, fried rice. Now, just go through while our pan is heating up and yours at home. Beautiful free-range egg. So we're going to do a nice little omelette first, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Just going to crack it in, whisk it up a little bit, take it out, and in the same pan, we're going to pop the rice. So you should have one per portion on the rice, which has been beautifully cooked, like in Kerala. You know, almost without the spices.
Braised almost.
Yeah, almost braised. Got a nice curled kind of delicious rice, and then it needs to be left overnight. And the reason is you want that rice grain to. If you've ever tried making, have you ever made fried rice at home?
Yeah, I have, but I've never left the rice overnight unless it's a leftover.
Was it a big bowl of mush?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So that's why pretty much. You leave it uncovered in the fridge overnight. It's actually quite a dry environment in the fridge. So just get a plate, cook some rice, pop it there, dries overnight. And when you fry it the next day, it doesn't stick. Wait 5 minutes, it's all going to stick, isn't it? That's what happens when we go live.
I'm really hoping so.
We've got the delicious egg that we're going to cook. We have got the rice. We've got some absolutely beautiful rice wine vinegar pickled cucumber. And that leads me on to the foundation, the backbone of this, Charlie, is amazing. Now, you've been whiffing, waffing, sniffing, everything here. Get your chops in that.
Gosh.
What do you smell? Talk me through it.
Oh, instantly I get the sweetness of the onion.
Loads of sweetness.
Yeah. And then sort of the spices sort of just follow suit.
I'm going to dip my nose in it, getting really involved. There's sweet onions in there that have been cooked down. And again, the reason we've sent you this is because we get all the boring bits out of the way.
Yeah.
8-9 minutes.
Well, there's nothing boring about sweating onions. I love doing that. But I know what you mean. It takes time.
Yeah. And then the garlic goes in there. Basically, there's two ingredients in here that I want you to know a little bit more about. One is kikat manis, which is, do you know anything about kikat manis?
No, not at all.
Kikat manis is a soy sauce reduced with some palm sugar, which makes a sweet soy. It's in Indonesia, up to Taiwan. Geography's coming here, get the map out. Thailand, down into Malaysia under, and then Indonesia, it's like ketchup. They have it on the table, they put it on everything. It goes with, you know, the cultural cooking throughout the whole of Indonesia, kikat manis, sweet soy, to those that don't understand the name. And then sambal. Do you know sambal, Thomas?
Well, sambal's a paste, isn't it? A curry paste.
Sambal is a curry paste, and again, very big genre, but this one in particular that goes into nasi goreng, which makes it like no other fried rice in the world, is dried shrimp. So the garlic, the onions, the dried shrimp, tomato puree, and that just gets cooked down, and you get that almost like fermented shrimp paste in there. Sounds
now you're talking.
absolutely disgusting.
It's funny, now you mention it, you can get it
beautiful.
on the nose too.
Sure. So let's crack on. No pun intended.
Well, hey.
You know what? I've been a dad for 2 years now, and it's just coming naturally. So, it's getting worse as well, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know, without going too far off piece, I think there's a theory behind that the jokes have got to be a bit PG.
Right.
They just get worse and worse as they go along.
Okay.
So I'll crack on,
So much to look forward to.
and here we go. So egg goes in,
Okay, you're putting it in whole. Okay.
Putting it in whole.
I wasn't expecting that.
and then just break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you don't really need to make it into a proper omelette. I've seen this, usually a lot more fat. I've just used the fat off the chicken, so not going too far. I'll leave that raw egg spoon out of the way. And
So should those at home put a little bit of oil in there, or
yeah, pop a little bit of oil in there. I like
Yeah.
to be on the
olive oil, sunflower, doesn't matter.
bit of neutral oil, yeah, or even better, a little bit of the oil if you've got a little bit of residual oil coming out
Ooh.
of your
Yeah,
lovely nasi goreng
that's
mix.
a good idea.
Look at that as well. They're pretty good at rocket, aren't they?
Sure.
Little nest for our egg. Beautiful. So nasi goreng.
Yep.
This is going to be your new rice dish, Charlie. So the egg, we're just looking for the proteins to set. Don't worry, I mean, there's quite a luxury element to making a proper omelette where you bind that yolk all the way through. I like the kind of difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. Trying to find the right tool for this, and we just want to bring, I wonder if I can get my, fold the egg over. It looks a bit like cooking an egg for someone that doesn't know how to cook an egg, doesn't it, really? I think.
Let me come and see what you're doing. Okay, so you're sort of rolling it up.
Yeah, so just want to roll it up, as you can see. I hope you're enjoying that lovely sound that's going through me there, like so. And then onto the chopping board, and you've almost got like a little omelette. Straight back onto the hob, and then we're going to go in. Really happens nice and quick. Back onto the hob. Don't worry about any little egg bits that you've got in there. The oil from the base will release that. Throw the container in as well, if you like a bit of cardboard. And straight away that sizzle. Sizzle, sizzle, Charlie. My favourite sound in the kitchen. It means that we are almost time to get our chops stuck in some of this lovely food. Balinese is your new go-to after this. I can't wait for you to try this. So, as you can see, that lovely omelette, just probably 1 centimetre. So that's 1 centimetre?
Yep.
Nice 1 centimetre little slice. The reason we do that is so that, you know, you could just crack an egg in there. No, of course you couldn't. It would just be all like mushy scrambled egg with a few onions in. The reason we do that, the technique is so that we put that in last minute. It's beautiful little ribbons of egg. It's a beautiful texture with the rawness and tanginess of the cucumber, the richness of the base, and the rice just becomes the vehicle and the volume. But, you know, plays a very important role as well, not just in filling our bellies with deliciousness, but, you know, carrying that flavour. That's a concentrate, that's a beautiful protein, and that's a very, you know, fearsome zing.
Yeah.
And together, focusing on that sweet, sour heat, a touch of bitter from the sauté probably, in Balinese cooking, this is a perfect kind of like example of all of those flavours that distinguish Balinese food.
Great.
So good. A lot of chat.
Yeah.
Let's get, those onions are cooked.
Okay, and rice in.
2 portions. Are you hungry? Let's go for it. I'm a little bit hungry. In we go.
And we've got the crew.
Yeah. Okay, so nice little stir. Turn that heat up a little bit. So what do you think of my classical little Balinese spoon? Coconut wood, of course.
Yeah,
going back. I didn't know, you know what, I was looking at your shirt before, and I didn't know if you were looking into the Balinese element, and I thought, he's come coconut wood colour today. Like, he's put a lot of thought into it, Charlie has. You do catch me out.
Yeah,
honestly.
Well,
Okay, so the rice.
I have a wardrobe entourage, you see, who's sort
Mexico,
of,
Bali.
you know, yeah. They look at the
so.
set and they go, "You're going brown CGP today."
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so here we go. I'll stop poking fun at you, don't worry, Charlie.
Oh, it's quite all right.
So there we go. Egg, half on the floor, half in the bowl.
Yep.
As we do. Egg goes in. Like a bit of that.
And this is sort of a traditional nasi goreng sort of recipe. But is it like one of those things that, like how, you know, in Britain we might make shepherd's pie. Everyone's got their own sort of variations.
Do you know what? There is so many variations.
Seeds, nuts, I don't know.
It gets way richer.
Yeah.
I've had one that was, I didn't know if they put the rice in it or not. It was so strong.
Really?
So I make my version, and as well, check out one of these cucumbers, Charlie. Just grab that off the spoon. That is zingy. Not only zingy, but crunchy as well. So again, focusing throughout the whole meal, we've got some, we put those in just at the end. As you can see, real nice crackle in the background. We'll save that for plating. And I think, let's use a bit of this amazing deck here.
Yeah.
They're for you to wear when we have our second cocktail, Charlie. Yeah, maybe our third, who knows?
Stop it.
So in we go. And as you can see, that cucumber, we don't want to cook it. Very, very important. We're just going to stack the rice in there. Cucumber just warms through. We're not looking for temperature with it. It's got a very important role as an acidulator. Get that for a word.
Yes.
I am getting good at this English chat. Like to think so, wouldn't you, after 35 years? There we go. On top we go. Get a nice bit of height. Height is attractive.
And you're sort of, the omelette, the egg, it's like a sort of little Swiss roll. You've got those lovely sort of, the contrasting colour, the white and the yellow.
Yeah, let's get some of that beautiful cucumber
Yolk.
up here as well. And there we go, nasi goreng. Absolute dream. And then some of that vinegar just to cut through. The rice wine vinegar over there, beautiful cucumber. It's been marinating in it.
Great.
And there we go. So let's grab the satay out.
Yeah.
Let's put the nasi goreng down there. Tell you what, Charlie, while I'm grabbing the satay out,
Yeah, what can I do?
we could probably get rid of this board.
Yes.
And we'll get everything in the middle and we'll have a good little tasting.
Let's do that.
Is Johan going to come back for some beautiful tasting?
Yeah, is now the time?
I think now would be a perfect time as we serve up.
Right, Johan, come back on set.
So if you could be so kind, Charlie, pass me the plate over there. The one with the satay on.
There we go.
We'll plate this. And then Johan,
Wow, what a
Come
treat.
in.
welcome back. We're going to try
Fantastic.
some of this beautiful satay. So here we have the tussac, which is the minced. We have the minced chicken on a lemongrass. I mean, I don't know if you're smelling that. It's the most delicious, aromatic, tropical, Balinese deliciousness just coming through there. Look at that. As my mum says, oh, Ryan, that's a bit chefy, isn't it? No, Mum, it's called practice. Just pop it straight on. It's called practice and lots of hours. Okay, so beautiful almond satay there.
Wow.
There we go. And we're
Great.
good. Barbecued almond satay.
Right, let's move things around so we get a good camera shot.
Have you been using my flowers on here?
Johan, I've got to be honest with you. I seen them, I was like, they're happening, of course. So, shall I have a quick run through?
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
going to put up my cocktail there before it goes in 3 seconds. We have got jungle crackers, again, beautiful colour. My personal experience in there as well, so really, really beautiful memories there with the dip. So we've got banana chutney, tamarind ketchup, cucumber, carrot and onion pickle. We've got shrimp tacos with caramelised or barbecued lime aioli, the classic nasi goreng paying true testament to Bali. Finish with 2 types, tussac and tulat, with a barbecued almond satay.
Wow, incredible.
There we go.
It looks fantastic.
And not to forget, of course, Johan's beautiful cocktail.
Beautiful cocktail.
His Indonesian G&T.
That's it.
Okay, Johan, go on. What are you going to go for?
Ooh. I actually think I'm going to try one of these
Yeah.
chicken.
Get
with-
your dip on.
Yes.
Johan.
Most definitely.
There we go. I'm going to try some as well. I'm going to try some of the rice, actually.
Yeah?
Fantastic.
Good stuff.
Really happy with that.
Well, there we go. That is the end of our Bali adventure. Thank you, Ryan.
Very welcome.
Thank you, Johan. It's been great fun, as always. And thank you, everyone at home, for joining us. Just a reminder, use the hashtag #CookWithRocket and let's see some of your incredible creations. And I'm sure they'll be looking as good, if not better, than Ryan's. Please do tell your friends and family about us. We will be back in 2 weeks' time, where we are going to be nipping across to Australia and to the indigenous outback, which I'm quite mystified by. So Ryan, tell us just very briefly, what might we expect?
So Outback is going to be one not to be missed, Charlie. We have got the most incredible indigenous herbs, spices to true Aboriginal cooking, paying huge testament to fire, which was the original. You know, we came on this planet, the first thing that we did with our evolution was to cook on open fire. And we're going to have some beautiful lamb in there. We're going to have some barramundi. I'm going to stop there because you're going to check it out on the website.
Yeah.
Join me in 2 weeks' time.
The crew are looking nervous with the mention of fire. Don't worry, no naked flames in the studio. Until then, thank you very much. See you again soon. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.